Now, the number of young people in the UK developing bowel cancer is on the rise, up by more than 20% between 1990 and 2018. Well, let's talk now to broadcaster Adele Roberts, who I'm very pleased to say is here with us now. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. And we can talk a little bit more about the various theories there are as to why young people might be developing bowel cancer. But I just want to ask you your own experience, first of all, which you've been very public about.
Yeah.
Because you were diagnosed very young, weren't you?
Absolutely. So young, in fact, that when I first went to see my GP, she said to me she didn't think it'd be bowel cancer because I'm too young. In the UK, we don't start screening until we're 50. And when I went to see my GP, I was 42. And I was in kind of like the shape of my life. I felt really fit, didn't feel ill. So she thought it might be IBS or something like that. But luckily and crucially, she sent me for the test, just in case. And I think that saved my life.
So do you think that tests should be now rolled out for people under 50?
I would love that. You know, I know that there's a lot of stress on the NHS, but, you know, if it could be lowered, I think that'd be really beneficial because, as you say, it is trending younger. My consultant said that to me when I first went in. He said we're starting to see a lot of young people coming to us now with bowel cancer. And the key with bowel cancer is it's the second biggest cancer killer in the UK, but it's one of the most treatable, and it's because people aren't aware of the symptoms, we don't talk about it enough, and so, unfortunately, people get diagnosed late.
Yeah, I mean, the rise is described as multifactorial. I mean, so it could be so many different things. What's your sense? What do the oncologists say to you? What do they say as to the reason? What do they give you?
They didn't really tell me the reason. I got really upset and I was like, is it my fault? I just thought I used to be a very different person. I used to eat a lot of junk food and I thought I'd really brought it on myself, but they sadly don't know why. And that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of campaigning for cancer research to, you know, to try and help find the reasons. But I think it's just that a lot of the times the symptoms are things that can be explained away.
Right.
And I thought it was my bad cooking that was the reason that I had like a bloated tummy and that I was like losing weight. So they're two of the symptoms. But the main one for me, and something I'd love people this morning to watch to look out for, is blood. When you go to the toilet, blood in your stool. That was the one that got consistent for me, and that was the one that made me go to the GP in the end.
And do you think that maybe, you know, people are a bit embarrassed to go to the GP to talk about that kind of stuff as well? When we saw Bowel Babe, who did such amazing work talking about poo very openly, and that was really important, wasn't it? Because people are a bit embarrassed about talking about their bowels.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to my GP straight away, I'll be honest, and I regret that now.
How long did you leave it?
Well, it was COVID, so I didn't want to be a burden. So I left it probably about 6 months before I had the courage to ring them. And then I made sure I had nice underwear when I went in because I was just like, that's how silly you get. You know, you think that the doctors are going to be thinking about you and they're not. They just want to help you, you know. So, like, if anybody's watching this morning, please, you know, if you have any niggles, if you have any worries, see your GP and hopefully they can rule out something like bowel cancer.
And although the NHS, the screening levels higher, I guess once you got into the system, you were seen pretty quickly and efficiently. Yeah,
it took a couple of weeks for my appointment to come through, but once I did, my doctor was fabulous. She was brilliant, and even though she didn't think it was bowel cancer, she tested just in case.
Yeah.
And am I right in saying that you were declared cancer-free in 2022?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Such an important, brilliant moment.
Very grateful.
How have you been since?
Yeah, really good, thank you. And I've used a lot of, like, running and movement to help reclaim my body from cancer. And in a way, I kind of feel better than I did before anyway, so no harm done.
That's fantastic. Such good news.
Let's just bring up some data from Cancer Research UK about the potential reasons for this rise. Got it here. Cancer Research UK say there are several things that could make a person more likely to develop the disease. Includes eating too much red and processed meats, not having enough fibre or calcium in the diet, and smoking and drinking too much alcohol. I mean, it seems there like the advice is a healthy lifestyle as much as one can, potentially, if you can, to try and reduce your risk factors. Yeah,
old me was definitely the red meats. No drinking and smoking, I've not done that, but I think, my old diet wasn't very helpful, so I've changed a lot.
Do you think we're getting more and more aware of our diets as well? I mean, I guess social media has done a lot of this, hasn't it? There's a lot of sort of advice and advocacy about people eat more carefully.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen your stories this morning on social media, and for me, this is the good side of social media. I think there's a lot of good influences now and a lot better education about what to feed yourself and try and stick to, like, whole foods and cook your food and know where your food comes from.
Yeah,
really
that's so true, but I still feel very guilty that I'm not eating enough protein.
I know,
that's what I keep getting reminded of that. I'm not sure if that's got anything to do with you know, well, it's good for health.
It is,
isn't it?
But eat well.
Eat well, thank
Yeah.
you, I will.
Adele, thank
Anyway,
you so
really
much.
lovely to
Thank you very
meet
much
Thanks
for
so much
coming.
for coming in,
Appreciate it.
Adele. Thank you.